Good morning, all. On this Monday morning. Good to see you,
Hey,
Mr.
Tom.
Wilk. Had a
Thank
good
you.
weekend.
I did have a good weekend.
Good,
I
good.
can't complain.
Yeah?
How was your weekend? How was your time off?
Time off was good. We got we had nothing, as you mentioned, I think last Monday, we had nothing specific planned, but got a lot of stuff done in the house. Got some of the last minute yard work that still needed to be done.
Yeah.
I learned something. My daughter, as you know, or as most of you know, is a master gardener. My wife is almost there. Come March, she will be one as well.
Yeah.
And so things are different now. Before, we always collected the leaves, and I'd always heard even before all this, you put the leaves around your bushes, helps insulate them. Even though we're not as cold as we used to be, but helps to insulate. What I did not realize, and this got to me yesterday. My daughter and I had to run an errand yesterday. We came back, and I still had some leaves in the front yard, and I was just going to mow the lawn and mulch them into them. She goes, "Don't do that. You're going to kill the caterpillars that are crawling in your yard right now. Take those leaves, and not only we put more on some of the flower beds and the bushes. They provide a place where bees and other insects, they don't all die in the wintertime. It helps insulate them, and they can get the insects going to get your soils prepared for next year. Insects are good for the soil, generally speaking. Not grub.
Yeah, as I say, grubs. So those are
don't like the grubs, but you like some of the insects, like worms. We always know about worms are good, but other insects like bees. Of course, we need bees. Many are ground. Many, don't build hives. They actually live.
I didn't know that.
So I didn't know. So I took, and it wasn't a lot. There was just probably not even a bag full of leaves left. But put them in, and hopefully we'll be ready with some good insect life.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So there is your tip that I learned from my master gardener girls at the house there. So nice. Very cool indeed. Local teams are, you got to be a happy man.
Yeah, Browns with the big W. I didn't know Joe Flacco. I didn't watch the game. I didn't see any highlights. Yeah. But I guess he was the real deal.
He's had a couple good games. The guy still has it, and the jury will still be out because defenses will probably start to work on that. But hey, with the kind of defense Cleveland has, there's a tight race in the AFC for the wild card spots there.
Right.
Buffalo won as well. Cleveland, I think. Well, they're what, 8-5 now. I think.
With their win.
With their win, or were they 7-6?
I think they're now 7-6.
I think they're 7-6. Buffalo 7-6. We got a mishmash of 7-6 teams there, so they're in that mix.
Yeah.
Good for them. Of course, Steelers laid that egg last Thursday. Thankfully, Steeler fans didn't get to watch over the weekend there. My Niners pulled off the big victory, so I'm a happy man. But my Eagles' son, the suddenly, Eagles have been exposed now. They got beaten well by a Dallas team.
Oh, did they? I didn't get a chance to see it.
I didn't watch the game. I just checked the score there. I'm glad I didn't watch it. My son was supposed to watch it. He's the Eagles fan. I don't know. Hopefully, he didn't text me this morning, which is not a good sign. The Eagles got thumped now by two good teams, but their mystique is gone. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs, their mystique. It used to be the Chiefs and Mahomes.
They're unstoppable now.
Now,
they're still above 500.
Still very good. They're still a very good football team. Don't get me wrong.
And what was that with him having some meltdown on the sideline?
Oh, he was upset at the end of the game. It was a good game. I did, after the Niner game, I switched over and watched what was then just the last couple of minutes. And, Buffalo had they moved down the field. They kicked the field goal. Mahomes tried to bring them back. And really just a terrible mental error. I don't know. They said Mahomes was yelling at the refs. I don't know if he was. I think he was more mad that he couldn't rally his team to go back with a victory. Nobody does it better than he does. But Bills fans are happy; they're still alive, and We'll see how
Sometimes you
things
yell
go.
like that after the.
I yelled.
When the cameras are off.
I yelled during the Niners. It was a good, hard-fought win against Seattle, who's been their nemesis. Anytime records are one thing. Seattle's got a good team, and their Geno Smith was out. They had their backup Drew Lock. Not a bad football player. He threw fits at San
What's his name again?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Okay.
Yeah, and he did well. But the Niners pulled it out, and with the Philly loss, Niners now the #1 seed, which means that they could get a good first round bye in the playoffs, which is very important.
So have you always been a 49ers?
Well, I've been Niner fan since 1970.
Wow, okay.
John Brody was the quarterback back then. Those of you my age know who he is.
I can't say I've
Those
heard
of you his age, you have no idea who he is.
I remember Steve Young. They won a couple Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah, they won one Super Bowl,
one.
Steve Young, 4 with Montana. Joe Montana.
Joe Montana,
John Brody was very good in his day, and some good stuff there. Okay. All right, time to talk weather, because I know that's why I didn't mean to turn this into ESPN. But the good news, yes, the good news is, as we check things out, one of the things that we look at this time of year is, how are things looking? I got to set this up here real quick. How are things looking with snow? And usually we start out. There's our tower camera. Everything is wet here. We have no snow. Edinburgh is usually our bread and butter one that we go when it comes to lake effect, and just not much here. A little bit on the ground, you see where there's a little white here in the dirt, but the roads have been wet. All of our weather watchers are reporting temperatures at or above freezing. That's good news if you plan your travels in the morning. So the roads won't be all that icy. The latest on our storm tracker. It'll eventually pop up. There we go. Okay. And typical northwest lake effect flow. And this some blues mixed in with the whites here. First of all, notice it's mainly east of Erie, and that's where most of the snow is falling. Our weather watchers, even there though, no weather watcher reported anything than what we have, quote, a solid coating. But those blues are sleet or maybe just a hit of moderate snow. They're quick hits that go by. May lay a coating of snow on the pavement, so you want to watch for that. Otherwise, really not too bad.
Right.
Not too bad of a day overall. As the lake effect will really be kind of limited here. Latest on our future cast. And boy, we are running slow on this computer today. There we go. You can see a couple of bands here going down, typical northwest flow. The flow goes west during the afternoon, and that should help move the bands off toward the east. By the end of the day, we go west-southwest, cutting off the lake effect. So whatever falls will be in the morning. The majority of you in the viewing area will get less than an inch. Downtown, we'll probably get not much of anything. Snowbelt areas between I-90 and Corey, northern Crawford County, and east into Chautauqua County. You may get a couple of inches out of this, but again, the grand scheme of things, not too bad. And then after that, it's tranquility base here. We are back to clearing skies later tonight. Here's a good southerly flow tomorrow. And a little front goes through. You kind of notice that change in color there. Front goes through late in the day. It goes through dry, just some clouds. But it will give us a quick cold hit as we head on toward Wednesday. Here is that 7-day outlook. And so Wednesday, we're going to have temperatures in the mid-30s. Good wind tomorrow. Hold on to your hats. Low 40s. Then we might hit 50 on Friday, but notice no rain or snow falling from any of these icons right on through the weekend. So we're looking at nice.
I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, nice 5-6 day stretch, some decent weather. Now some models are squeezing out some rain for the weekend, so we may eventually have to put a couple of drops there. But other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape right on through the end of the week. So people like Vicki Jones, you're going to be happy. God bless you. Thank you so much, Vicki. Hey, Jen. Out the Mercyhurst corridor, 34 degrees. Bob and Sue in Jacksonville, good to see you this morning. Phyllis, 33 at the Borough. And hello, Mary. Good to see you this morning. Lori, your last day off, Lori, you enjoy that day off. I know I enjoyed them last week. Hope you enjoy yours out there in Warren, where I'm assuming you don't have much, if any, snow on the ground. Hey, Pat, good to see you. Pat Peterson out there, Union City. Danielle out there in Mercer. Hello to you. Nancy Turner, good morning. Patricia, hello to you. Mr. Valentine, good to see you this morning. Cool Cats, if I grow up, I want to be just, no, you don't, Ron. No, you don't. You have very low standards, okay? And knowing how lovely your wife is, I'm surprised you would go that low. Don't do that ever again. Poor Ronnie. Love the guy. Love him. His wife, very nice. Good couple there. Sue, hello to you. Good to see you. Yes, it's good to be back out there, and I hope things are well in Pittsfield. Hey, Jen, got to see a little bit of the Browns game. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see the Browns game there. Steelers got to improve or they're going to fall right out. Tomlin, there's one coach that can probably will the team to do better. It's Coach Tomlin.
Right, yeah.
But he better do it soon because he did not do well against a couple of 2-10 teams here. Hello to you, Doug. Good to see you this morning. Joe, hope you're feeling better. Joe, a little under the weather there. So hello to you. And hey, Bill, good to see you out there. 34, Dustin out there, Waterford. Robert, good to see you this morning. A little chilly on the mountain this morning. And hello to you, Doug. Connet Lake, cold and wet, but not very snowy. Hello to you, Blaine. Good to see you. Jen's husband's name is Steve. Okay, not the Steve Young that we know of, but I'm sure he's a great guy anyway. Hey, Diane, good to see you. Blaine out in Light Riceville, a little bit of a coating there. You're right, Mike. You're offside. You're offsides. Probably referencing the Buffalo game. I forgot the name, but you lined up in the neutral zone. I mean, it was clear. You could see. His foot was over. His foot was in the neutral zone. Somebody had to, that just, as I say, brain flatulence. Really. And let's see, Lisa, a lot of people today. Good to have you all here on the Monday mornings. We get back on track. But unfortunately, our time has ended.
Yeah.
We've got to get some work to do, Mr. Wilk.
We do? Okay.
Yeah. Good to see you as well. Thank you all for joining us today. Enjoy, just watch the roads a little bit, particularly out in the outlying areas, the side roads. Watch for a little snow on them. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Take care.
See you guys.